A classroom where ethics, integrity, and respect are key elements to learning, regardless of the final score. Remember, good sports are winners. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for this evening's game between the Prospectors of Detroit Southwestern and the Trojans of Saginaw High. Starting for Southwestern at 1 forward, 6'4" senior, 41, Garland Mance. For Saginaw at forward, 6'3", senior, 40, Derek Smith. At the other forward for Southwestern, 6'7", junior, number 42, Jalen Rose. For the Trojans of Saginaw at forward, 6'7", junior, 42, Jesse Grain. At center for Southwestern, 6'3", junior, number 14, Bashan Leonard. At center for Saginaw, 6'4", junior, number 50, Nate Symington. At guard for the Prospectors, 5'11", senior, number 3, Orlando Milton. At guard for Saginaw, 6'1", junior, number 10, Daniel West. At the other guard for Southwestern, 6'2", senior, 24, Howard Isley. For Saginaw, 6' senior, number 12 at guard, Marcus Buckley. Detroit Southwestern, the Prospectors, coached by Perry Watson. Saginaw, the Trojans, by Marshall O'Thomas. Your official for this evening's game are Hugh Jewell and Don Vogt. Alternate official, Bill Newhouse.
The officials for tonight's game: Hugh Jewell, Don Vogt, Dearborn Heights. Alternate, Bill Newhouse out of Charlotte, Michigan. And let's see what develops in this one. Glad to have you along. This is for the Class A championship, the high school championship from Palace in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Class B won by Detroit Country Day. Class D, East Catholic out of Detroit. And Saginaw Novell Catholic Central winning the Class C title. Game balls for today's game have been provided by Rawlings Sporting Goods and Wilson Sporting Goods. We're going to get into injury factor here in a few minutes. We want to talk about that Elton Carter, who is missing from the starting lineup and is through for the season. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Saginaw Trojans in the white uniform. And that represents the home team here at the Palace tonight. Black and gold, the team colors. Prospectors in that navy blue and gold trim. And we're just underway. Glad you could join us. And away we go as we open up with a three-point shot from Marcus Buckley, leading off where he finished yesterday.
Saginaw, they will play a tough man-to-man defense. They like to get up and play the passing lanes. Buckley is a player that have to be aware of his presence at all times. He has three-point range as good as anyone in the state.
And quickly they come down on 4-on-1. Daniel West lays it up for 2. 5-0. Trojans getting off to a quick start. No matter where you are in this great state of Michigan tonight, we're glad you could join us. And the Prospectors get on the board as Milton hits for 2. Orlando Milton, sort of a three-guard offense for Southwestern with their big center, Elton Carter, going down yesterday. That may turn out to be a stress fracture, but he is gone.
Carter, his 12 points, his 10 rebounds will be sorely missed, but when you have as much depth as Southwestern, sometimes you can overcome injuries like that to key people.
Buckley going for the long ball, couldn't hit on it, and rebounded by the Prospectors of Detroit Southwestern. Isley, number 24, they move it around, and And once again, putting it up, the long shot as Milton will not go, but the rebound is handled. And Rose puts it in, his first two.
One of the people we talked about in the open, Rose, the leading scorer. Tell you one thing, he's tough on the inside, has to be blocked out, but he also can shoot the three as well. Knocked down several yesterday versus Detroit Northern.
Tenacious defense put on by the Prospectors. Contact made, and the foul is committed by number 24, Howard Isley, so the first foul of the game.
You see the drive there. Derek Smith. Foul called on Isley, as you indicated. But I tell you, you can feel the electricity in here as both these teams are hungry for a title. Southwestern last won their state Class A championship in 1973. Saginaw has been an even longer drought, 1962.
Tradition, it's been a winning tradition at both of these schools over the years. But getting to the winner's circle, the final team, has been a little bit of a problem for both of these schools, as Greg told you. Collapsing that time and making the steal was Rose. Feed Rose in the paint, puts it up. Won't go, tries for his own rebound. Scramble, loose ball picked up by Saginaw. Nice move by Derek Smith. 3-on-2 coming down the lane. Put it up, Daniel West.
Well, they can run the basketball up the court, and I tell you, they do a very good job of getting the ball in the middle, filling the lanes, giving the guard with the ball in the middle more than one option.
Trying to bank it off the glass and couldn't get it up there. Height paying off that time for the Prospectors. Rose puts it up, draws the foul, can't get the basket. Jalen Rose in there at 6'7", 185-pounder. He's an 11th grader. Loves to drive, loves to go to the baseline and drive. Leads the team in block shots, leads the Prospectors in steals, and can do the job from the three-point range. A left-handed shooter.
He's a busy player out on the court. Yesterday in East Lansing versus Battle Creek Central, Saginaw had a real big lead in that game. Late in the game, Battle Creek was able to get back in it because they pressed and they also went to the offensive glass with great determination. Now, if Saginaw is not going to do a good job defensively rebounding in this game, it's going to be a long night for him because Southwestern goes to the boards awfully hard.
Gonna have to do it, gonna have to block him out. And Rose goes 2 for 2 from the line. He's got 4 points, also to match his 4 rebounds at the early stages of this championship game. We've had basketball, the high school variety all day long. Hope that you joined it on your favorite station across the state. And this is for the Marbles, the championship in Class A tonight. Hope you were with us this morning when we got underway for the Class B affair. That started at 10:30, came back your way at 2 o'clock with Class D, and then followed by the second game of the doubleheader, Class C. They packed in 20,501 for the afternoon doubleheader after a morning attendance figure of 19,186. Rose coming down with his 5th rebound. Doing a big job on the defensive boards. Got to with Carter out of there with that foot injury. Little loop pass to Rose. Nice fake and goes. Beat his man that time. Got around Derek Smith.
He's doing the job inside, but I guarantee you before this game is over, he'll show you how good he is from the outside. The complete basketball player, fine player, the junior for the Southwestern Prospectors, Jalen Rose.
Southwestern has gone on top of that last basket, 8-7. Almost traveling, almost called. Had the whistle up there, but Buckley did not get the whistle for Saginaw. Symington, number 50, moves down in the low area. Long shot, misses everything, just got a piece of the glass and hauled down by the Prospectors. That was Vashawn Leonard that came down with it. And riding underneath and putting it up. Basketball count made by Garland Mance. Good, quick pass underneath.
See the way they exploded the basketball up court. Just tremendous penetration that time on the part of Orlando Milton, and a nice drop-off down low to Garland Mance. Mance goes 6'4", 200 pounds. He's real strong, so when he gets it on the inside, you see the drop here. Excuse me, that drop came from Isley. Mance gets the foul and the bucket. When he gets it on the inside, it's going to be very tough to knock it out of his hands with a simple swipe.
And Mance completes the play. The foul went to Derek Smith. And traveling is called on the Trojans, and again it was Derek Smith that time. Substitution that just came in moments ago. Marcus Warman comes in for the Prospectors of Southwestern. He's wearing uniform number 12. He's the type of guy that makes things happen in a hurry. So does this guy with the ball. Rose wants to put it up, puts it up, off the iron. No good. 3 Prospectors there for the rebound, and bounces into the hands of Smith. 11-7, 3:07 to go in the first quarter. Southwestern leading Saginaw. Saginaw with 3 representatives in the high school championships today. 1 a winner, 1 a loser. And we'll see who develops here in this with this third team representing Saginaw. High above the rim and going for the rebound. And brought down by Vashon Leonard. Number 14 had a night he wanted to go for 3 points. Drives the baseline. Offensive foul. Charging is called. Position was set up. That time by Nate Sennington, who slid over and had possession as far as the territory he was covering.
Both teams are well coached in that aspect of the game, too. You see the penetration there, but they all gravitate to the ball very well. They get in, they establish their position, and they're not afraid to take a blow like that and get the offensive charge.
Leonard picks up the first personal foul. Field goal department, 4 for 9, 3 for 7 for Saginaw. And as a result, Southwestern leading 11-7. There's the time remaining in the first quarter. 2:28. Long shot from the corner will not go as Jesse Drain let go and couldn't hit. Jesse, who came into tonight's game averaging 17.9 from the field and 14 rebounds per game. It still belongs to Saginaw. Inbound pass coming in.
His coach, Marshall Thomas, said he'd like to see Drain shoot more. He's a very good shooter. Sometimes he's too unselfish out on the court. He's shot a couple in this game, has not scored yet, but he will have to have a decent game in order for Saginaw to have a chance of winning.
Buckley trying to get the offense going here with 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. They set it up again and looking for a little bit of help from Daniel West.
Good patience on the part of Saginaw. Down just 4. They've got to keep this score close. Of course, I mentioned a lot of the scores involving Southwestern this year have not been close. I mean, they have just murdered teams. They've had maybe 3 or 4 close games.
Turnaround jumper from about 12 feet out would not drop that time as Jesse Drain put it up and couldn't do it and whistled underneath. And a foul is going to be called on Derek Smith. That's his second. Third team foul on the Trojans of Saginaw. Again, nothing's happening in the scoring column here in the last minute and 39, 11-7. And Saginaw's hit 1 of their last 7 on the field goal department. Marcus Werman in there. Puts it up and won't go. It's Milton that took the shot. Basket, I believe, is going to count. Yes, it does. And a whistle sounds. Basket is good.
That's Mance on the inside again, rebounding. You see the shot up by Milton. It's off, but Mance getting good position. The long rebound. Takes this knock across the hand. Too strong for that. This guy averages 8 rebounds a game to go along with his 14 points.
Pretty consistent ball player. Foul is called Kareem Hammond, who checked in a couple of moments ago. Very muscular type of basketball player, and the free throw is good. So give him now a total of 6 points, and a substitution coming in now for the Prospectors.
Saginaw's done a good job of handling this press. They have not had a, well, I was about to speak too soon.
Mike Hamilton was that substitute, came in for Southwestern. And the Prospectors on a 14-2 run right now. The left hand goes up and the ball goes down the chute. And 2 that time for Johnny Hayes. So on a 16-2 run, we've got a timeout. 54 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Southwestern leading by a tune of 16-7. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
Here's the offensive rebounding strength of Southwestern, demonstrated this time by Danny Hayes. He slips inside, goes 6'3", 170 pounds, but no block out. Hey, it's easy.
Well, they made it look easy. Southwestern, final round, 9 seasons, overall 16 times in their history. As you mentioned, it's been a long time since they've been able to say we are champions of the state. 1,400, the enrollment, blue and gold, as we told you, and the public high school league of the city of Detroit. 1,138 students enrolled at Saginaw High. Black and gold, the home uniform tonight. They're in the white uniform. Members of the Saginaw Valley. That's been a competitive league for years. One of the strong leagues. Saginaw, second straight year, coming into the finals, 18th overall appearance, and as you mentioned, state titles from 42 and 62, and the door's been barred since that time.
And when you talk about Saginaw and their basketball strength, if you weren't with us for the earlier games, this is just the, well, it's the third Saginaw team that's been in this in the championship final.
Jesse Drain had the ball taken out of his hands cleanly. No whistle. Then we get a whistle once they cross the timeline. Traveling called. Daniel West in possession. Second quarter just underway, or rather it will be getting underway. First quarter coming down to the 15-second mark.
Southwestern showing a zone for the remainder of this quarter.
Coming down to 6 seconds, 5 seconds.
They got to look at the hoop. I don't think they're going to get a shot off.
So did not. Great defense. Great defense by Southwestern.
And poor recognition, I might add, by Saginaw. They never knew the game clock.
Not too shabby. 16-7, Southwestern leading. We'll be back after this word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
One quarter of basketball completed in the Class A final. Detroit Southwestern leads Saginaw 16-7. Back up at Suite 147. This is Rick Berkey with a very special guest, Mick McCabe of the Detroit Free Press, the son of Swami himself. You've read his followings. Before we get to you, Mick, though, the nickname comes, of course, from the late Hal Schramm. Your name's synonymous with high school sports, but Hal Schramm's name, of course, a legend in high school sports.
Oh, no question. A legend at the Free Press, a legend in Michigan. That's why he was voted into the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame.
Your predictions throughout the year in football and high school started out at corner just for fun, but you've had some interesting twists, and you've really gotten to know some of the people in different cities because of your predictions.
Yeah, the people in DeWitt, are real happy with me, and the people in Martin, I have a lot of good buddies there too.
Seriously, though, you do get to meet these people, actually, and everybody understands that predictions are just what they are for fun.
Yeah, at first, people get upset a lot. But then after a while, they realize, hey, this is kind of fun, and the people in DeWitt really had a lot of fun with it, and so did I. Quickly,
Mick, your reactions to the games today.
Hey, Saginaw is a really good team, but they're going to have to score again if they're going to win this game. I mean, it's been 5 minutes since they've scored. This should be the year Southwestern wins it.
Mick, keep up the good work at the Free Press.
You too, Rick.
Now back courtside again.
Okay, Rick, thank you very much. And Nick, nice to see you again. And the prospectors just seeing what they can do as far as the rebounding and put it up. And Garland Mance puts it up about the 4th effort. And the prospectors go up in front 18-7. And if you're not going to rebound, then you better be sharp from the field and hit most of your shots.
Absolutely. Southwestern enjoying a 10-2 rebounding edge in that first quarter, and they seem to have not let up.
Saginaw trying to get something going. Instead, they lose the ball on the turnover. Isley going in, lays it up, can't get it. Tipped in by Jalen Rose. So Rose with 8 points.
You really can't fault the defense of Saginaw, at least until the shot goes up, and then they do a poor job of blocking out, something I saw in the 4th quarter versus Battle Creek Central yesterday, and I knew that if they didn't do a better job today, it was going to be very, very difficult for them to win. They have got to make some type of adjustments rebounding-wise.
Rose with 6 rebounds. It's been a long time coming, but Saginaw hits, and Buckley does the job.
The adjustment they've got to make, they've got to each pick a man, get to that man, box him out, put a body on him, they got to do a better job of blocking out on the defensive end.
Well, Buckley has taken a couple of shots, and he has 2 3-point shots to his credit. The other 2 baskets by Daniel West. That's it. Southwestern of Detroit up by 10, 20 to 10. Quick pass just to the right of the lane. Gets his own rebound. And coming through, Mance. Mance showing a little quickness and determination, I might add. Southwestern rebounding department, no contest right now, 15-3. The result is that score. Here we are in the first half with 5:23 to go.
Southwestern back in a man-to-man now. I tell you, they're changing defenses. I believe it's confusing Saginaw for the most part. They come down, they're running offense versus a zone, a man-to-man offense versus a zone, and then when Southwestern drops back into a man-to-man, they're running the wrong offense. They've got to get better recognition when they come down the court offensively.
A soft touch by Rose, puts it up and hits in a hurry. 24-10, not wasted any time. Substitution now for Southwestern. They're checking in. Orlando Milton returns to the lineup. And a little break for Mance right now. He'll get a little breather. Pressure applied right now by Southwestern. No problem for Saginaw, but the question is, can they get somebody to get the shot away and be successful with it? There's your answer. Kareem Hammond gets his first 2. The fellow we were talking about with the 18 points or 17 points in 18 minutes in the semifinal game. He was a big factor in that victory yesterday for Saginaw.
They need to continue looking for Hammond, too, until they can spring Jesse Drain for some shot attempts. They've got to have other people filling in, and there's Drain still unable to find the mark.
Has not been able to open it up yet as far as showing any point production. Just getting a piece of the hand as Marcus Buckley comes in there and picks up his first personal foul. That'll be the 15th foul. And going to the line is Isley. Howard Isley averages about 11 points per game. Will come down with 3 rebounds. A 6'2" senior, 160-pounder. So Isley has his first point. Substitution now as Mance comes back into the lineup. Worman comes back in for Southwestern. And a look at that prospector bench. Everything going their way right now.
You talk about having depth and being tough to defend. Southwestern, they send, or at least they have 6 players on their team that average in double figures. It really, as I said in the open, makes it difficult to key on any one person. You really have to play honest defense, and everyone has to come up with a solid defensive effort, and few teams have been able to do that consistently on the year against Southwestern.
Isley hitting on that shot, so give him the 3 points, and a foul is called, this time on Rose of Detroit. Southwestern. Official MHSAA boys basketball final t-shirts and sweatshirts by Russell Athletic are a great keepsake. 100% cotton t-shirts are only $8, and heavyweight sweatshirts $18. For mail orders include $2.50 for postage and handling to Spirit, 1920 West Saginaw, Lansing 48915, or call area code 517-484-1107. Well, you're going to like it. Some good buys there. Good looking. On the rebound, going back up, Daniel West. So West has his first 2 of the second quarter. 26-14, Detroit Southwestern leading Saginaw. Loop pass underneath. And a nice play by Rose. He can't make it, but he drags the arm of somebody, and a foul is called on Saginaw.
Southwestern showing their versatility, throwing the lob over the top to Rose, and they're throwing it right over the top of Jesse Drain, who himself is a fine leaper. And Rose, rarely will you block his shot inside. When he gets the ball that low, you're going to have to foul him to stop him.
Hammond picks up the foul, Kareem Hammond. His second personal foul. Saginaw has brought in Julian Taylor, number 14.
Rose concentrating. There's the pressure again by Southwestern. And there's Rose
Right
making the kickoff.
Yeah, and how on a quick pass underneath. Nance tries to get to it, can't do it. Little turnaround jumper won't go for Saginaw. Had about 4 opportunities, couldn't capitalize on it, and they go right back on a tenacious defense, though.
I was about to say, how about this? They're going to press after the missed field goal attempt, but they drop back into a zone defense.
Saginaw looking underneath. They have got Jesse Drain just tied up, double team on him. Shut him down right now. And off the foot, Buckley wanted to drive towards the baseline, dribbled off the foot and out of bounds and turns it over.
Southwestern's just the more aggressive team right now. Really, really, really playing tough, hard-nosed defense, aggressive offensively, and very, very tough on the offensive rebound.
7 turnovers by the Trojans. Southwestern turned it over 4 times.
Drain got in there that time, got up and got a nice rebound, and he's just going to have to be willing to mix it up in there the rest of this game. Might get hit in the head, might get some bumps and bruises, but hey, this is the state championship. You got to give it your everything.
I got to have him, no doubt about it. 3-point shot that Marcus Buckley hits on. He's gone to the well 3 times and made 3 of them. 3 points. Here's Rose, left-hand shot, his favorite, little jumper, partially blocked that time by Drain. Long pass, nobody's there. Looking for the fast break, and nobody's there, and calmly going back to get it for Saginaw, or rather for the Prospectors, Marcus Werman.
If this had been hockey, they probably would have been called for icing.
Rose puts it up, fair ball this time. That was Hammond that came down with it for Saginaw. The Trojans trying to get something clicking here.
One shot for Saginaw, and when Jesse Drain, when he gets the ball now inside, he's so used to having so much pressure on him, he's not even turning, looking at the basket. He's kicking it back out to the perimeter immediately.
That was Rose that came down with the rebound. Nothing to it. Werman loads it up and hits. 1 minute remaining in the first half by Detroit Southwestern. Out to a 30-17 lead. Rebound department, 3-1. As far as that, 21-7. Rose called for the foul, a shooting infraction. So Rose will pick up his first personal foul.
Southwestern foul, 13,
Leonard gets called for the foul, and not Rose. Take it off and give it Leonard.
West at the line, 2 shots.
Daniel West will take a couple of punks at it. The first one, yes. Hey, if you're interested in helping youngsters grow, you can become involved in high school sports as a game official. Pick up a whistle. The kids need you. To become a registered official, contact the Michigan High School Athletic Association, 1019 Trowbridge Road, East Lansing, Michigan, 48823.
You saw that graphic on West. Averages 12 points a game, 2 rebounds, and he got those free throws to go.
He's got 8 points here in the first half. We're down to 45 seconds remaining in the first half. And Southwestern will just slow it right down to a grinding halt. May want to play for 1. Leading 30-19 and down to 33 seconds. Well-disciplined team. Trojans trying to force the Prospectors out of something. They're having no part of it, and down to 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Tried the quick pass, no go, and a foul call underneath. All that was a loose ball and a scramble for it. Diving for it for Saginaw was Marcus Buckley, and the foul will go against Danny Hayes.
That foul by Hayes may have saved a fast break. As you see on the penetration, the ball comes loose.
Break for Saginaw. They'll go to the free throw line. Here's Rose checking back in. Danny Hayes had committed that foul, going back in, and he's getting a little bit of a lecture.
And Rose coming back in for offense. They'll have 9 seconds coming back with Southwestern. They'll look to get it in the hands of Rose once they cross half court. Keep in mind, he can nail the three-pointer.
Yes, and how? Marcus Booker. No, won't go, and who got the rebound? Rose. Quick pass down. Going right to the bucket, but couldn't hit. A long pass down, misses everything, and the half ends, and traveling is called. We got, what, 1 second left on it.
1 and 9/10, certainly enough time to get a decent shot attempt. You better believe Southwestern, they'll give it their all, too. And they didn't cover Rose.
Well, Rose tried it from the outside. That's the first time he's hit shot from the distance. Had no luck. A half has come to an end. And the score, Reading, Detroit, Southwestern 30, Saginaw 19. We'll be back after this word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
The Michigan High School Athletic Association Championship State Finals are brought to you by Denny's, the Michigan High School Training Table, Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and True Value Hardware Stores, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program.
Welcome back to the Palace of Auburn Hills. I'm Rick Berkey, in the Class A Boys Basketball Finals at the half, where Detroit Southwestern leads Saginaw 30-19. At the half, for tonight's game, we'll have the Forsyth Award, an annual tradition at the finals. Also a chat with Jack Roberts, the executive director of the MHSAA. That and more. Look at stats as well. We'll be right back after this message from Denny's.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we direct your attention to center court, where Eric Federici, athletic director at Trenton High School and member of the Michigan High School Athletic Association Representative Council, will make a special presentation. The Charles E. Forsyth Award is presented annually by the Michigan High School Athletic Association to individuals who have achieved excellence in service to the interscholastic community. More information about the award and this year's honorees may be found on page 79 of your souvenir program. We are pleased to present this year's recipients. The first recipient is Webster Morrison of Pickford. In his career at Pickford High School, Mr. Morrison directed his track teams to a record 25 consecutive Michigan High School Athletic Association Peninsula Championships. He has also coached several other teams and won over 72% of his contests in his career. He also served as athletic director, principal, and superintendent at Pickford. The Michigan High School Athletic Association is pleased to present the Forsyth Award to Webster Morrison of Pickford. The second recipient is Herbert Quaid of Benton Harbor. Mr. Quaid served as coach and administrator for 39 years, including 20 at Benton Harbor. He played on a state championship basketball team at Benton Harbor, St. John, and coached at Hartford before moving back to Benton Harbor in '59, where he enjoyed a distinguished career as an athletic director and Michigan High School Athletic Association registered game official. The Michigan High School Athletic Association is pleased to present the Forsyth Award to Herbert Quaid of Benton Harbor. Congratulations to Webster Morrison and Herbert Quaid, recipients of the 1990 Charles Forsyth Award. And thank you very much, Mr. Federico.
Congratulations to all involved. Two very, very deserving recipients. Right now, special treat again with us. Jack Roberts, the executive director of the MHSAA, joins us up in Suite 147. Jack, it's a basketball day, but big news yesterday. The number of teams playing in the football finals or the football playoff doubled, and you've gone from 4 state champions to 8.
That's right. The Representative Council, responding to the desire of many schools to allow more schools to qualify, particularly more smaller schools, has doubled the number of qualifiers in each of our 4 classes, so that we'll have double A and A, double B and B, double C and C, and double D and D. And what is really special about the proposal is that the smaller half of each of those classes does not have to compete against the larger half, either in qualifying for the playoffs or competing for the championship. So we'll have twice as many qualifiers and twice as many champions without lengthening the season at all.
First year of the basketball finals at the Palace. How's it gone?
It's gone very well. The Palace people have been terrific in responding very promptly to all the little things that go wrong on the first day that you're somewhere. But we're very pleased with the attendance and the reception of people here.
There's always areas of concern from your standpoint. What are the specific concerns statewide and nationally as you see it right now?
I think here and nationally, the concerns will always be sportsmanship, safety, scholarship, and the scope of our programs, keeping them in perspective, reminding people that this is educational athletics far more than it is entertainment athletics.
One thing that's good about the folks getting a chance to see the finals, though, we've already going to set a new record. Over 10,000 more people will get a chance to see a part of everything involved with that. Jack, keep up the good work. Glad you could join us.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you very much.
Okay, again, at the half, it's Detroit Southwestern 30 and Saginaw 19. The Detroit Southwestern Prospectors up by 11 at the half. They can almost taste the Class A state championship. Don't count Saginaw out yet. A couple guys right in tune with both sides of the court. Of course, Ray and Greg with some first half stats and analysis.
Okay, Rick, thank you very much. Interesting interview there at the head of the halftime, but you got to produce some points from your frontline players, your 2 forwards and your center. So far, Saginaw hasn't got 1 point from the 3 guys up front.
You've got to get some balance offensively. You're correct, inside and outside, but you've also got to rebound the basketball. Southwestern is not doing, Saginaw is not doing a good job of that. Now, when we look at our statistics, you'll see that Saginaw is shooting a better percentage from the field. But when you look at the rebounding disparity, it'll come as no surprise that Southwestern is leading this game and leading it by 11.
Yeah, if you don't hit on that shot, you're not going to get a second chance at it.
Look at the rebounding stat. We'll go down 5 numbers, 22-9, and many of those rebounds offensive putbacks. Southwestern shooting 39%, certainly not setting the world on fire. But, Trojans, Saginaw, that is, shooting 39%, Southwestern 35%. But again, it's the rebounding. We can't harp on that enough. Keep in mind, Saginaw, they've not come out of the locker room yet, and we've got 2:30 to go before the game starts again. I'm sure they're in there constantly beating on, hey, fellas, we have got to rebound.
Well, I tell you, 31 shots taken by the Prospectors, and leading the way, no surprise here, is Jalen Rose.
Mance doing a fine job, too. His 10 points, a lot of those came off of offensive rebound putbacks.
And a little balanced scoring with 3 fellas chipping in with 2 apiece. Buckley, a guy from outside, has put it up 3 times to 3-point range, and he's hit for 9 points.
Weston Hammond also, the guys on the perimeter, as we said, got to get a little better of a mix. Saginaw still has not come out on the floor, and there's no signs of them in the tunnel as well.
Here's a fella, we'll go back to 1973, Bob Whitehouse. And that's the last time that Saginaw won the Class A state championship. Beat Saginaw, by the way, in that game, 66-60. Robert, you're looking pretty good, kid. Got out of the wars a little bit, but the last time the Prospectors went for the crown.
I remember that game, too. A teammate of mine at Michigan State, Bob Chapman, he was our captain at Michigan State, played on that Saginaw team. Southwestern, you have to give them some credit, doing a fine job. And Carter, their starting center, Injured yesterday, and as you mentioned, may have a stress factor of the ankle. 12 points, 10 rebounds. You knew they were going to miss that, but still, a lot of players have stepped up and done a fine job.
All right, we'll be right back to the Palace here. And it is Southwestern leading Saginaw after the first half, 30-19. We'll be back after this word from the local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network. What's he going to have to do with his Trojans?
He's got to get those guys to rebound. He's got to get them to block out. Of course, I would expect that Jesse Drain, who went scoreless in that first half, is going to have to get active with the basketball. They've got to find a way to spring him loose. He's averaging 17 points a game, and they need some of that production. It's a lot to ask of your front court people, your back court people, to carry you in a game of this magnitude against a team like Southwestern. You've got to have some all-around spreading out of the scoring.
Well, a little bit of a different lineup for Saginaw as they start the second half. Julian Taylor, number 14, will inbound it. And Marcus Buckley is in there. Kareem Hammond stays in there on a starting assignment. So we'll see what the Trojans can get underway here. And they go for the long bomb out of the way, and putting it up was Marcus Buckley. So Marcus, with 9 points, all three-point efforts in the first half, starts it off in the second half, and starts it off the way we started this game. Blocked that time, trying to go through a bunch of defenders with Leonard. Had the ball stripped from himself. A nice move, but Leonard comes down and obliges, does the same thing to Buckley. 3-on-1 coming back. And coming back was Mance, who had a little determination that time.
He really did. Gave you a good shot of his ball handling ability that time as he went behind the back, freed himself for the layup. I think that at halftime, perhaps Saginaw's coaching staff challenged his players to come out. He said probably, hey, fellas, we're going to lose this thing. Let's lose playing hard, playing aggressive. In the first half, we were not assertive. We let them push us around, and it looks like that's the way they've come out. At least they're working harder. They're being more physical. I'm noticing that early with Saginaw.
Hey, by the way, good sports are winners. Being a good sport is more than standing up and cheering for your team. It's knowing when to cheer and what the appropriate cheer is. And they will cheer on that one. Rose hitting on that one for his first two of the second half. Stripped right out of the hands of the pass. And going in the paint and driving, it's good.
They're going to get a timeout.
Yeah, Howard Isley takes care of that one. Isley, that is, driving all the way. And with the score right now, Southwestern 36, Saginaw 22. We'll be right back. First, here's a word from one of our network sponsors, True Value. Hey, we were talking about good sports are winners. Of course they are. It's knowing when to cheer, what the appropriate cheer is at selected MHSAA tournaments. Good sports are winners. Awards ranging from certificates to crystal trophies and $1,000 contributions from True Value hardware, that is, will be presented to teams, coaches, cheerleaders, or fans. Remember, good sports make everyone a winner, and certainly one of the good sports has to be True Value hardware helping out to make those presentations.
Look at that offensive rebounding stat there. Detroit Southwestern 12, and I would venture to say they probably put 10 of them back in for baskets. Saginaw just one offensive rebound in the game.
It'll belong to Saginaw, I believe. Carrying that ball out of bounds, Howard Isley had come down with it and then could not stay inbounds. So Saginaw really finding itself on the short end of the rebounding department tonight, and I believe on the turnover department. Rose rejects it. Thank you very much. And the long shot that time taken by Buckley would not go down for him, and a foul is called. And moving in, trying to pick up the ball off the floor, making contact. The foul goes to Milton.
That'll send Drain to the line, and finally he'll be able to get on the scorebook, possibly by knocking down a free throw. That's just the second offensive rebound in the game for Saginaw.
If you joined us late, this is a young man that has a 17.9 average per game. He just recorded his first point of the ball game.
Also might indicate that he's averaging 14 rebounds a game, Jesse Drain. but he hasn't had his hands on the ball very much in this game.
Well, they've kept him pretty busy, especially when he's been on offense, double-teamed him a little bit.
Zone defense now by Saginaw.
Keep an eye on the prospectors, see if they want to shoot over that. No, they get a guy down low, just off to the right there, around the baseline, and that was Mance, and just got it. Nobody came out to meet him and put it up and scored two in a hurry. 38-23, Detroit Southwestern. Gets his own rebound this time. Will not go down for him, having all kinds of problems. Boy, he looks like he's in pain, and that is because the shots will not drop for him. We're talking about Jesse Drake.
Did you see that pass? I mean, he sent that through a needle hole. With English on it, no less, and completed the pass.
Traveling called on the prospectors. Daniel West in possession. Feeling a little pressure. Trapped, double team, looking for somebody open. Loses the ball. And traveling call down there. I'll tell you what, great defensive work that time by the youngster. Doing a job, Orlando Milton. Senior, 5'11", 155-pounder, but called for travel. So Saginaw will try it again. Guy says, keep running it till you get it right. Big assignment tonight, Jesse Drain.
He hasn't drained many tonight.
No, he hasn't.
Tell you, it's a moral victory for him just to get his hands on the ball in his area of effectiveness.
You can keep an eye on those dark blue and gold uniforms collapsing on the weak side on Drain, the guy in the middle. And traveling is called on the dribble that time. Daniel West going to the basket. But called for traveling. Substitution now coming in for Detroit Southwestern. And this is Marcus Warman coming back in, number 12. And sitting down for the prospectors, Orlando Milton. 4:39 to go in the third quarter. Southwestern of Detroit leading Saginaw Trojans 38-23. This is a Class A boys high school championship basketball game. Class A. Being played in the pass. Rose trying to do everything he could to put it in. He draws the foul, but takes a little physical punishment.
Rose, 6'7", 180-pound junior. Looks deceptively, his body that is, with his build, he's deceptively strong. I mean, wiry. When he gets his hands on the ball, he can be very tough with it, goes up in a crowd, takes the contact, usually comes away with a three-point opportunity. This time he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Danny Hayes, number 20, checks in for Southwestern. The foul was called on Jesse Drain. This is Rose at the line. And to go with his performance on the offense tonight, and we talked about what he had done on the offensive boards and defensive boards, give him a total of 10 off the glass, cleaning that with the Windex tonight.
And Drain, he doesn't sneak in on people. They know coming in that they've got to do a job with him. They know that they have to be physical, yet when it's all said and done, he still has his 17 points, his 8 or 9 rebounds. In this game, he already has 10.
Pass goes astray. The prospects pull off the theft and then missed the shot, but double teaming underneath that time and feeling the pressure finally. They spot a guy in the way of Drain, who then has a teammate coming there who misses it. And that ball bounces off the court and back underneath the backboard. It'll belong to the prospectors.
You want to talk about the effectiveness of Southwestern's press. Even when they don't get the turnover, their pressure so disorients Saginaw that when they finally go with the shot attempt, it's a rush shot attempt. It has a very low percentage, that is chance-wise, of going in.
Greg Kelser, Saginaw has 13 turnovers. Southwestern has converted only 7 points off of those turnovers, or else we would be having more points separated between Southwestern and Saginaw than we do right now. 39-23. Substitution. Prospectors bringing back in Quincy Bowens. This is Quincy's first appearance in the game, so not bringing him back in. He gets his first taste under fire. He's number 10. Marcus Buckley trying to shake something loose. Bounce pass going into Drain. He comes back out to Buckley. Intercepted. Fast break coming down, and traveling is called on the youngster that just checked in moments ago, Marcus Warman. So again, you'll watch the prospectors just apply the pressure here on defense.
Well, when you look at Perry Watson over there, you know that he's not relaxed. He knows that this thing can turn around very, very quickly. So therefore, he wants his team to continue to execute sharply and take care of the basketball.
Turnaround jumper. It is good. And nailed by Kareem Hammond. And a foul is called. Hammond will try to complete the three-point play.
By Kareem Hammond, number 34. Assist Buckley. Southwestern foul on 20.
Hammond, a 6'3" forward. They finally get something going in on the inside. We've not seen a lot of that tonight from Saginaw, but it's something that I really, really feel they've got to continue. They look finally comfortable getting a shot attempt up.
Mance is checked back in for Southwestern. Meanwhile, at the line to convert into the three-point play is Hammond.
And now down 13. And really, I think that Saginaw, they've got to feel pretty good about this because they played poorly enough, as you mentioned a moment ago, to be down by way more than 13.
Pass is stolen. Buckley drives in, lays it up. Marcus Buckley has his 5th field goal tonight, but only one worth 2 points. Everything else has been the three-point range.
They got it down to 11, and it looks to have sparked them defensively as
Rose going over Green that time.
There's a good answer man for you. A guy that can silence the crowd very quickly. You get it into Jalen Rose, boy, I tell you, he can be very effective, and there's a turnover.
That one all the way back into the paying customers there. 2:27 remaining in the third quarter. Saginaw trailing Southwestern 41-28. Foul will be called. Reaching in that time, Daniel West picks up his first personal.
Saginaw foul number 10, West. Daniel West, his first second team foul.
Only the second team foul on Saginaw here in the second half. You had a quick look there at Perry Watson, who says, yeah, I know what it's like to be a bridesmaid, but I'm going to tell you what, the one that counts is the one tonight in his 12th year at Southwestern. Just can't seem to get a break. And getting that one shot and nothing to come down on the boards with if you miss that shot. The story as far as Saginaw so far in this game. Plenty of time. Rose puts it up. Won't go. Too strong. Ball down by Buckley. Fast break is coming back. Reaching in. Maybe it might have been Rose. I call it a shooting foul, and Rose will pick up the foul.
Saginaw now, they're getting the long rebound. Their guards were going back in, helping out on the boards just a bit. It ignites their fast break. And that time, Rose getting the foul, reaching in on Buckley.
Marshawn Leonard and Orlando Milton checking in.
Bob Follett, please report to the scorer's table.
Buckley at the line.
Bob Follett, please report to the scorer's table.
1:42 remaining in the third quarter. Nice to have you along. Our telecast coming from the Palace at Auburn Hills, Michigan. Of course, it's the first time the State High School Championships have been played here. What a wonderful idea. What great crowds we've had this morning, this afternoon, and our official attendance for tonight has not been announced as yet.
But hey, like you said, we had 19,000, over 19,000 for that game.
10:30 this morning.
10:30 in the morning. A lot of people getting up, coming down.
Guy says, I like my round ball in the AM.
Country Day, of course, winning that 10:30 game.
Buckley at the free throw line, hitting on one of those. Rose out of the way, in from behind. Rose, a little surprise that Julian Taylor could do that. The 11th grader comes through and does a job.
Well, he got it from behind, and that takes great timing as he was able to slap it, get all ball. Good block.
Won't go for Milton. Rebounded by the Trojans. Nice fake that time of Derek Smith. puts it up for two. His first two.
And they've got it to within 10. This is the closest it's been in quite some while.
41-31, Prospectors leading the Trojans. Detroit Southwestern against Saginaw High. Rebound handled by the Prospectors. Big basket that time. Leonard just looked as if maybe things were starting to go the other way.
Every time that looks that way, too. Southwestern has an answer. A moment ago, it was Rose. That time they got it via the offensive rebound route.
Julian Taylor gets a nice screen out of there. He knows what to do with it. The big guy, Green, had given the screen, and Taylor conks it for three. His first points of the evening.
And now Saginaw's crowd is starting to come alive, and Saginaw looks like they're playing with a lot more confidence.
20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Southwestern leading 43-34. Driving underneath, putting enough fingertip control is Isley.
They've got to have someone rotating over to take that charge on that play. Never should a man be able to drive from the front court all the way in for a layup.
Isley with 8 points. Southwestern checks in Terrence McMillan now, number 32, going to the bench. Let's check it out. Coming in is Rose. Stays in the lineup.
5 seconds. They're not going to get a shot off.
Prospectors may get one. Yeah! Quincy Bowen got the ball, knew how much time was there, put it up and hit for two. Just as the third quarter came to a close. Oh, that hurts if you're a Saginaw fan. Southwestern 47, Saginaw 34. And the crowd's getting all set for the final quarter of play here. We'll be back after this word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network. Just moments ago, you had mentioned the fact, Gregory Kelso, you didn't think Saginaw was going to get that final shot away. And what turned out to be a disaster for them.
It really did, because they were looking to cut the deficit to 9. But they turned the ball over. And you watch the clock. Boyens gets this shot off in good time. And instead of a 9-point deficit for Saginaw, you see the shot, it's out of his hands. They're now facing a 13-point deficit with 8 minutes to go in the game.
So Danny Hayes, or rather Quincy Bowens, let that shot go to close out the third quarter. Rose back in the lineup now for the Prospectors of Southwestern. A lot of motion down there, a lot of picks used.
Saginaw, they really got to turn it up a notch defensively, deny the passing lanes, even gamble on a couple of occasions, but when the shot goes up, it's got to be one shot and out for Southwestern if Saginaw hopes to get back in this basketball game.
Leonard heading for a couple. They were patient that time, took some time off the clock, but patient for the open man and got the shot.
I wrote in my notes yesterday after watching them play Detroit Northern. Very patient basketball team offensively as well as defensively. Northern yesterday controlled the tempo against Southwestern. As you look at the third quarter stats, Northern controlled the tempo, Ray, still lost the basketball game. And Southwestern was content to play long seconds of defense, and they never got out of sync. But when they got the basketball, they knew what they wanted to do with it. And again, like I said, the ability to play different tempos and still be effective. That's one of the hallmarks of this Southwestern team.
Jesse Drain is called for a foul. Maybe that was the frustration foul. His third personal, third team foul for Saginaw. Rose at the line, too. He's got a pretty touch in there. Very patient, gets set, squares up.
Well coached Southwestern team, as is Saginaw. You don't get to this pinnacle without being a well-coached, well-disciplined team. Saginaw still not out of it, but they're going to have to start cutting into this league consistently here on out.
51-34, Saginaw trailing, trying to get something going. And Drain has the turnaround jumper that time and goes right over the top of Mance. for 2 points. So Drain has his first field goal. 3-point effort will not go. Prospectors really aggressive on the boards, but saved this time by Saginaw. And oh, yes. Keep an eye on Marcus Buckley. He has just hit his 5th 3-point shot.
And they got it to within 12. And when I'm talking about consistency, they've got to maintain this run. But there again is the answer in a big way for Southwestern. A 3-point opportunity coming for Vashawn Leonard.
Leonard drops it, and the foul is called on Julian Taylor.
And they come back at you so very, very quickly. Waste no time getting into their offensive set. Southwestern, they don't let you think that you're going to get back in it very long. Saginaw had it down to 11. They're looking at it possibly going right back up to 14 on this shot. 14 it is.
Yep, and Leonard has his first from the line, 7 points in the ball game. The 6'3", 175-pound 11th grader. Drain looking for some help. Derek Smith back in the lineup now, number 40 for Saginaw. Boy, that one was nothing but air, but they're trying to find something that'll get them clicking a little bit. Just didn't work. Baseline puts it up. Yes. That was Mance.
Mance has had himself a very good game. Not just offensively. He's been the man that's been guarding Jesse Drain throughout, and he's kept Drain quiet the entire day. Oh, should I say night? We've been here all day.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's night out there now.
You say, well, only one more quarter to go. Well, let's see what develops on this play.
See, Buckley thought it was a foul there, but he gets called for the travel.
That call for the traveling turns it back to the Prospectors. And Southwestern working on it and doing the rebounding. Leonard again. He's had the hot hand here in the second half with 8 points, 9 points.
Players falling all over the place.
Foul call underneath, called on the Prospectors. The basket is good, and the foul is called on Milton. Going to the line, it's Daniel West.
You see, just getting in, trying to make something happen is West. Fortunately, he gets it off the glass. He's able to draw the the defensive foul that time.
58-41, 17 points, 5:13 to go. And yes, the shot by West is completed to make it a 3-point play.
And that 3-point play snapped an 8-0 run by Southwestern.
Out to Rose, 3-point land. Well, that's the shot you were talking about in the third quarter. You said, hey, he can hit from the outside, maybe he'll do it.
Yeah, I figured he'd demonstrate that ability before it was over. You can't slough off him. You got to keep a man on him at all times.
Yes. Buckley has hit his 6th 3-point play. 6 of 8 from that distance.
Yeah, he's had a fine game offensively, but very little support.
Brown missed it and cannot take advantage of the mistake by the Prospectors.
They fought each other for the rebound, too. How typical that it would go out of bounds off Saginaw. It's been that type of night.
Southwestern 61, Saginaw 45, 4:27 to go in the ball game. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is Denny's. Well, Saginaw won those titles at 42 and 62, and the way things are looking right now, don't think they can do it for 1990. 19,817 the paid attendance tonight. So we go with crowds of 19,186. 20,501 of the afternoon session of the night. 19,817. Here's a little frustration right here.
Certainly. The missed layup, and then watch 2 Saginaw players fighting each other. It goes off out of bounds off the Saginaw team, and Southwestern regains the basketball. How emblematic of the way the entire night has gone for Southwestern, as I said before.
6 3-point shots that have been made by Buckley has tied a record for the final round of most goals in a game from the three-point land, set by Corey Ward of Saginaw Melville Catholic Central in 1988. That occurred actually in the quarterfinals.
Southwestern in no hurry to get a shot up, but this is not a stall. They will certainly look to score if the opportunity presents itself, but they are going to use the clock. Smart basketball team.
Going to the basket with power and knocked out of the hands by the Prospectors and out of bounds, and it belongs to Saginaw. 3:52 to go. Saginaw trying to get back into this, trailing 61-45, and this may be the year for the Prospectors of Southwestern. After waiting since 1973 to see if they could not nail the championship trophy. Goes out of bounds. Got one of our cameramen there. Hey, a nice tight shot in there, right in the action. Nice going, Mark.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, Southwestern still playing that harassing defense. They're making it very tough. That's Buckley going for the rest of 3 corners.
Yep. Couldn't get it that time. So he goes 6 for 9 of his attempts so far at the three-point land. 3:20, counting down. Prospectors of Detroit Southwestern High. Nice move to go. Nice play. That was Isley. Had a pretty good ball game with 10 points to his credit. Traveling called against the Trojans of Saginaw. So the way things are looking right now, Saginaw will wind up with a 23-3 record for this season. And the Prospectors will go undefeated as they started the night 26-0 and on their way to recording their 27th straight win.
You know, Ray, as 1 year ends, you look at a team's roster and you see if they've got a lot of juniors, they've got a lot of sophomores, you say, okay, hey, they'll be back. Well, you don't really do that with Southwestern. You just figure that if history means anything, they'll be back. They seem to get here every year.
Well, they really do. Overall, they've been in these finals 16 times. Been a little bit of a drought as far as trying to get the championship trophy. Saginaw will wait another year after coming to the final after their 18th. This is their 19th appearance overall. So Saginaw at the line right now, and that is Kareem Hammond, who hits the free throw. He'll go again. Down to 2:48 once the clock gets going again. 63-47. Barry Smades has been our official statistician here throughout all the day and evening on these championship games, and we thank him very much for his help. Another outstanding job. Appreciate it. And to all the guys working and gals working on the floor and engineering and technicians that made it possible, it was fun. Guy says it can be a little bit of a battle of endurance. Drain hits on that last shot, so he's got a total of 5 in the game. 63-49. And you fans that joined us today on and off, been through with us most of the day and morning and evening, we thank you very much. Also to our sponsors for these championship telecasts, thanks for their cooperation, and to the Michigan High School Athletic Association for helping us out the past couple of weeks to get this telecast all set.
You know, as you look at the Southwestern bench over there, not a lot of celebrating going on just yet. I imagine when the game is over, they'll erupt. But you know what? I believe that the players feel happy, sure, but I think a sense of relief that, hey, they're finally going to get this thing done.
Haven't got anything yet as a way of a smile from Mr. Watson over there.
Oh, he's probably breathing the biggest sigh of relief.
Oh, he's still coaching there.
Anyone that knows basketball, and certainly I'm sure all the coaches out there will concur with this, and that's that it's so very tough. You have to really, really tip your hat to Perry Watson for getting there each and every year.
Garland Vance gets the rebound on the missed free throw and has 18 points to his credit. Rebounded by the Prospectors. In command, we're down to 1:21 remaining in this ball game. And Southwestern with a 65-49 lead.
Kind of had to figure that this would be their night. I mean, they were very, very businesslike throughout this entire tournament. Certainly yesterday in East Lansing, they didn't celebrate at all after getting to the finals. They knew that their work was still ahead.
The celebration is beginning. The celebration is starting right behind the bench of the Prospectors. Their fans, their student body, and their friends starting to celebrate. Foul called on Saginaw. This will be called on Buckley. Picks up only his second personal foul. Buckley has been an outstanding player in a losing cause, and there's your Southwestern fans. There's the smile we've been looking for.
But,
Coach Watson.
Yes, but if you look at the bench, still a very stoic bunch. It's the fans, and they're celebrating. They're rocking in the stands, hugging. All of them, I'm sure, saying, finally, we got it done. And I can guarantee you there are not just current Southwestern faithful up there, but people that have had to endure the losses throughout the decade of the 80s.
I can remember a name, a guy by the name of Antoine Jobert might be saying, hey, our school did it tonight.
Oh, Jobert, Leslie Rockymore.
Got a lot of great ones.
Oh, the list goes on and on and on. Lauren Cliven.
Daniel West trying to hit the tree, wouldn't go, and a foul underneath with 33 seconds remaining. We'll go down to the other end. The Prospectors will go to the line. Again, we'll tell you, in case you missed it, in Class B this morning, Country Day of Detroit knocked off Saginaw Buena Vista 59-53. In Class D this afternoon, Detroit East Catholic 72, Covert 58. In the Class C, also this afternoon, Saginaw Novell Catholic 78, Ishpeming 59, and with 33 seconds to go in Class A, Southwestern with a 65-49 lead. So Marshall Thomas and his Trojans of Saginaw High will be back at it again next year, trying to climb into this tournament ladder, as will the defending champions in Class A, Detroit Southwestern. At the line was Mike Hamilton. Gets a point, his first. 66-49. You know, we talk about the offensive Southwestern. They play a pretty good brand of defense.
No question about it. Well-rounded basketball team. They're going to finish this year undefeated.
Yes, from outside. Jesse drains it. Give him three.
They were going to need a lot of that from Drain, without a doubt. Southwestern completely took him out of the game for 3 quarters.
Contact underneath with 11 seconds to go. May go down to the other end. Smiles on the bench. Prospectors smiling out there on the floor. They got some of the younger players in there. Meanwhile, another story here, as we've seen it in every one of our games, and that means for the cause, the losers. And certainly they didn't play like losers, but it turns out that way. Saginaw High. We've said it before, Gregory Kelser. The city of Saginaw is going to be proud of sending 3 representatives to the state championships. And here's the fellow that's on the sideline, Elton Carter. Would like to have been out there.
Yeah, would have loved to have been out there, but feels just as much a part of this. He was there for 25 of the 26 victories, and or excuse me, I should say 26 of the 27 victories. And he knows that without him, this may not have been possible. It was a team championship, team effort all year.
Turnover, and the steal is made, and Derek Smith has his third and fourth point. Time runs out, and Class A champion for the first time under the tutelage of Perry Mason has a championship. The final score, Detroit Southwestern 67, Saginaw High 54. We'll be back after a word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network. Don't go away.
put it in the book. The Southwestern Prospectors from Detroit have won the Class A state title. Now for the awards ceremony, the guy who's done a great job all day long, PA announcer Eric Verseth.
At this time, we direct your attention to center court, where Roy Allen, Jr., Director of Health, Physical Education, and Safety for the Detroit Public Schools and Vice President of the Michigan High School Athletic Association, will make the awards presentations. First, let us honor the runner-up in Class A, the Trojans of Saginaw High. First of all, with their individual medals, number 14, Julian Taylor. Number 20, Lamarck Pleasant. Number 22, Cedric Foster. Number 24, Jamie Lay. Number 30, Quentin Cooper. Number 32, Terrence McMillan. Number 34, Kareem Hammond. Number 44, George Boone. Number 52, Dauda Hill. And 54, Rashawn Williams. And now the starters for the Trojans. Number 10, Daniel West. Number 12, Marcus Buckley. Number 40, Derek Smith. Number 42, Jesse Drain. And number 50, Nate Symington. And accepting the runner-up trophy in Class A, the coach for the Trojans of Saginaw High, Marshall O. Thomas. And now, for the 1990 Michigan High School Athletic Association Class A champions, the Prospectors of Detroit Southwestern. First of all, the individual medals. Number 10, Quincy Bowens. Number 12, Marcus Warman. Number 20, Danny Hayes. Number 21, Kamaya Alexander. Number 22, Quissy Troutman. Number 30, Carlton King. Number 32, Mike Hamilton. Number 33, Hashim Bakari. Number 34, Ken Riley. Number 40, Elton Carter. And now the starters for the champion Detroit Southwestern Prospectors. Number 3, Orlando Milton. Number 14, Bashan Leonard. #24, Howard Isley. #41, Garland Mance. And 42, Jalen Rose. And accepting the state Class A Boys Championship Trophy for Detroit Southwestern, Coach Perry Watson.